Hi, everyone. Today we bring you greetings from the rich auntie.
Rich auntie vibes.
From the rich auntie, the rich auntie club. Look at my ladies looking all rich and, I'm just smelling money everywhere.
Looking all
Smelling
pink
good.
and
You know,
The bubbles
classy
are doing
and,
it's doing what it's supposed to do.
it's giving
It's
what
giving what it's supposed to give. That's
Full on
it.
sorrow,
Yeah.
it says
Yes.
Olo Shara basically money is
Giving.
speaking,
Yes.
right? So like we're here to just say, if you need money, holla.
Don't
Holla.
ready to share.
now. The body's not enough.
Yeah, so it's lovely to be here today, and today we'll be talking about the mother. I would say the woman, the mother. I would say your experience. What changed for you as a woman? What stopped? What do you think happened to you? Because sometimes people have like deep experiences once they become mothers,
Right.
For some, it's career. They've had to after maternity leave, returning back to work and everything. How do you feel? Some are still in the maternity leave phase. Some are about to return. Some are still pregnant. Some are waiting. Right. So what's your experience? Like, what do you think? Do you think anything? I would say, do you think anything will change for you? But you have to answer that carefully. I'm talking to you now. You have to answer that carefully. If you say anything will, because when you have the baby, that experience that you think will happen, something else might, So let's refer now to those who have had the babies, right? Tell me what changed for you. What differences did you notice? What new things happened? What habits did you pick up? Whatever, just tell me.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of things that we can all relate with, and some,
Right.
here and there. But I would definitely say there is a life that before you have kids. And that's the only life that maybe your brain could only comprehend to have at that time. But when you become a mother, it changes. Not necessarily it changes. So at times I felt like I don't want to use this word, but I don't know if there is another word to use. I'll say mourning my previous.
Okay. Grieving.
Yeah,
sort of.
exactly. Wow, it was a big shift. I love it. I'm loving it. But I can't help but miss when I was just me and my husband, or when I was single. And there's nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with admitting that you miss it. However, this is your new reality. You just have to merge things together and, to find the path for you. Speaking, you said something about work. And I think for me, I said something in the past episode is about brain fog. It's very normal postpartum,
Yeah.
I've been literally like, oh my gosh, Yinka, you're going to go back to work. Do you even remember? I don't remember my password. I know you can think, oh yeah, password, you forget, they'll reset it for you. But I'm sorry, it was a big deal for me. I don't forget passwords. I forget everything right now. My husband even makes fun of me sometimes about it. But, things like that. And then it makes you feel like, am I not the person that I am? Am I going to be that person again? You start thinking, am I going to get back to that? You will get back to that. It's just going to it's just like there's a road. You're just taking a different road to get back to it. Yeah. And it will birth new parts of you. My mother-in-law uses a word when I was pregnant with my second child. It's called atunida in the Yoruba language. It means it's like a rebirth. So when you become a mother, you're pregnant, you're going through, the woman, the mother, as a person, you are going through your own transformation. And some people go through a rebirth, in that period. So I think there's a lot of things that can happen to you. Your brain is constantly working. Today already, as I've thought about what I need to do tomorrow. How I need to make sure I get it done and still look after myself, my husband, my kids. But most times you find that you're putting yourself last.
Yes.
And it's not because you want to show that I'm taking care of everybody and I'm macho. No. It happens, but as your kids get older, things, change again, because the child you had 2 months ago is not going to be the same child in another 2 months. It changes, and you find your foot Do you understand? So if you're out there, you're going through it, sis,
Normal, yeah.
I hear you. I
But
feel
you did say
you,
did
but
say something though that
you will.
you will get back, right?
Yeah.
Like the route might just
Be
Yeah,
different.
It might just be different.
when you
Yeah.
get back.
Yeah.
But can I say that it's possible that you don't?
Yes.
You become
Yeah,
because
sure.
you then mentioned a rebirth. You can become a new person. Like you
Entirely,
can become a
yeah.
person entirely, and that's also fine, right? Because people say they promised me I'm gonna get back. You may not, right? But just enjoy every moment and balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find
As
your
you go.
balance in every phase
Yeah.
and get the best out of it. Don't stay in it for too long. Don't mourn. Don't grieve your old
Yes.
self for
Yeah.
too long, right? Because you may not. For some, now I'll tell you why I said you may not get back. For some, it's weight.
Yes. Your body.
Your body might change, and you may never get that. Body you had. For some, it might even be a different, beautiful, much better version.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I
So-
think.
Oh yeah, the weight thing.
Yeah.
You get-
With me, I've always been very small. I'm always a small. I love my friends, and then I had kids, and I added a bit of weight. I was like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
You
That-
like
see
it.
Then I'm
Yeah.
like, I've had a second child now. I want to go back to my other size. Like there's a bit of a back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what it is for some of us. It might be just a deviation from our normal body that we
Yeah.
know, right? For some, it might be an extreme deviation. Like you might just go from a size 8 to a size, 20,
Yeah.
right? For some, And
Yeah.
it's okay. Just take your time.
I think-
You may never get back to a
yeah.
size 8, but just put
Love
in
it.
the work.
Love it.
But love your body. Your body is going
But
through
what if
a
you
lot.
want to get back to a size 8?
Okay, so that's where we have
Because
to
some people
we have
do.
to really
Yeah.
take it easy on ourselves.
Exactly.
And
I think
That's-
that's where
it.
societal pressure comes in because
Exactly.
there's this
Yeah.
thing of how the perfect woman should look. The sorry to say, maybe the Kardashian standard. Like you have to look this way. You have to be this trim. After all, she just had a baby as well. She looks this.
There's
Why
a
is her tummy that?
comparison, right?
Yeah, that comparison.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not going to
So-
lie to you. In your head, that happens. Let's not even tell a lie to ourselves. You're thinking, what did she do that I'm not doing? Or what do I have to do to look this
Yes,
way?
Exactly.
You
And when
know?
you see some people, the way some people come and say, I snatch back in 2 hours. I'm like, come on. Don't put pressure on us, right? We appreciate the snatching back, right? But
Yeah.
for some, they say they snatch back in a week. Some snatch back, putting pressure on those who...
Yeah.
So,
and,
yeah.
and I think for me it was even the nurturing spirit. I'm more of a free bird before kids, before getting married. I just freestyle and do my thing. I didn't want to be bothered or caught in a space to just be doing. But after kids, I found myself doing more. Extra, paying attention to things, wanting things to look a certain way, do things a certain way. Before I wouldn't care because as long we move, am I not looking good? Let's just go. You know, that kind of a thing. But now I'm paying attention to several things about the home, about my kids, about my husband, and all of those just happened. We work. I think I've said it before. The fog thing, the brain fog thing.
Yeah, it's real.
It really happened to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Picking myself up after kids
Yeah.
with work, concentration, like giving that 100% concentration to
Yeah.
work was a big struggle for me. Like I struggled with it after the first, after my second, after even the last. Like I still struggle with it till date. There are certain things I'm like, no, but I know how to do this with ease. Why am I finding it difficult to do it now?
Yeah.
You know, that pressure, I had it. I put that pressure on myself. I'm just beginning to realize, right, for me, take it easy on yourself. It's going to take you 2 hours now to do it. Then it is 2 hours it's taking me to do it, right? I shouldn't beat myself so hard, you know, having to live up to this societal standard or this whole picture of what a perfect woman, a career woman, a mom should be. That's one thing I struggled with because honestly, I was always looking at, oh, this woman looks this way. This is how society expects us to be. I struggled with it. Oh, I have to do this. I have to wake up at this time. I have to do this. Honestly, I had to tell myself, calm down. Because at the end of the day, it will tell on your health first. It will tell on your habits. You're not going to be the happy person because you're trying to meet this milestone. You're trying to catch up with life. You're trying to catch up with this standard. You're not even enjoying life at this point.
Right.
And you're just living. So many things changed for me, but it was just a case of, right, put yourself together. This is how it should go. This is, if it happens, that's fine. If it doesn't happen, it's still fine. Like, no pressure. Social media has created a lot of standards for us, and I feel like we need to take it easy on ourselves, be patient with ourselves, have fun in the process, else you just lose yourself in the midst of it all.
You're right.
Well, I'll just say that for every woman out there, there's no pressure in a way.
I know.
Your
We put it on
health,
ourselves.
Love yourself.
Yeah.
There's nothing as beautiful as you being in good health to take care of your family, to take care of even the baby you're trying to live for. When I had my first baby and I realized that, okay, this was taking a toll on me, I had to stop work. And then I told myself, okay, what do I want to do now?
It's a difficult one.
I had to agree with my husband, right? Like, okay, so at this point, this is what is going on. I need to love myself. I can't keep working out there or put myself out there working after 3 months of having a baby. Whatever it is you have, God provides. We keep calculating. We keep thinking the money will not come. We keep thinking the salary is not enough. But the funny thing is, we don't even live on our salary. There's a way God provides for us.
You're right. That's true.
So the pressure we put upon ourselves is making us having us getting so overwhelmed that we get
Worked up.
lost. We lose ourselves and we lose our minds, and at the end of the day, it's not helping out. And for the brain fog you guys are talking about, for me, I can't relate to it because that was when I did my master's.
Wow.
Yes, I was pregnant of my first when I did my master's, and I had him, and then I was pregnant of the second when I did when I finished it up. So for me, I stopped work. I had to agree with my husband. Okay, this is what is happening right now, and it's not stopping me from spending. I don't no.
That spending is important.
So we had to agree, right? This is our lives. We need to live for each other. Right? So we had to talk about it, okay? So whenever his salary comes in, I see it first because it comes into our account. We run a joint account. Yes, we run a joint account. So I don't have to think about money, right? So he's still working. He's still working, but then I can see the money. And then I go outside. I spend what I want to spend.
Sure, why not?
And then he comes back home and he's like, oh, what happened? You had to be, yes, I had to buy this. Oh, that's okay.
Because you're working as well.
Because I'm working.
At that point, yeah.
We need to sit down to discuss this with our spouses. We need to take it easy on ourselves. We need to stop putting pressure on ourselves. I don't go out there on social media looking at one person or the other, because everyone out there is just living a fake life. So be you.
Hallelujah.
Enjoy yourself. I mean, people on the social media out there, they just want to. These people are actually very bored. So they are just they just want to make money off you.
Just take everything.
So why do we want to put ourselves under pressure?
You don't even know, your life might even be better than the one
Discover yourself at that time. Discover
Yeah.
yourself.
Make it a
Spend
moment
that
of
time to
self-discovery.
think. Even spend that time to build a relationship with your God. And by the time you're out of it, you realize that you snap back better than you got into it.
Yeah.
So I don't think I think. In fact, I don't know what I think.
I don't know what I think.
I hear you. And I know we have spoken about it in passing as well, but sometimes you have, because you go on maternity leave, you take a year off. Your partner, their life goes on.
Yeah.
Right? How do you bridge a gap by not resenting them? Because you can easily get there.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
You can. I feel like this time around with my second pregnancy, I've my husband can still just, go out and stuff. Not that if I said, babe, I need you to help me, he won't help me. But at the same time, he has his life to live. But I'm like,
This is my life.
this is my life, we we read articles and we watch videos about gender equalities and payments in
Actually,
promotion in work and stuff like that.
Right there, Yinka, it depends on what you place your priority on. Is your priority on your health? Is your priority on your career? Enjoy every moment. That moment as you're living, enjoy every day. Because the person who keeps working is actually marriage is not 50-50. It can never be. For me, at some point, I had to pause for my husband to go out there and move on.
But for like, honestly,
And I have to be there for my children.
Yeah, not everyone. Yeah.
Not everyone. Not
Yes,
everyone
not
has the
everyone
opportunity.
can.
Because the truth is, some people bills needs to be paid.
Yes, people have mortgages and
So,
stuff.
like
they have
some
this
people
combination.
cannot have the, I won't say luxury, I would say the opportunity to take that time off work to do to take care of themselves, because come to think about it, their responsibilities waiting, and sometimes their husbands alone or their husband's finance
Alone
cannot cover it.
Yeah.
So in this, most especially in this part of the world where we live right now, it's difficult for one person's income to cover.
Yeah.
But
You know,
some people are doing it.
some people are doing it, but it might not work for everyone.
Yeah.
I must tell you the truth. It cannot work for everyone. What's one stroke for one person? How do they say that thing?
Different strokes
For different folks,
But do you
right?
know that? But do you know that in this part of the world, there's a way when you have combined effort, where someone is working and the other one isn't working. If you understand the salary scale and how these things are taxed, you will know that when you even work too much, it doesn't even
definitely.
profit the family.
But back home, you don't even get anything, right?
It doesn't even profit the family if you work too much. So you have to understand and then work hand in hand and then say, okay, you have to be out there. The other person has to stay at home to take care of the family. If we do not work hand in hand, at the end of the day, we'll be working against each other and we will both be frustrated.
So you're saying that it comes down to understanding, having
Yes.
Yeah,
Combined
definitely. That
efforts.
understanding
Combined
comes in.
And
effort.
to be honest,
And
I
then
don't think there's anything
agreeing.
wrong with one person staying home and the other going
No,
to
I
work.
don't have
think
a
there's-
problem with it
because
as
it's
well.
actually very common in this city that we live
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
actually, and it works well for a lot of people. I don't have an issue. But what I'm saying is that at times when that isn't the situation,
Yeah.
whereby you are a career person as well, so you've had to take some time
That's
out.
it. That's it.
And so it's not like I don't have an issue with who goes to work and who doesn't. Like that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It just depends on your family arrangement. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying that it can be, some women can easily get into a place whereby they start to resent their partners
Yes.
because life just goes on for them. I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain. It's not just about
Yes.
work. It's
Yes.
about everything else.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that the person is not chipping in or they're not
I
doing
hear
their
you.
part. But
Yeah.
like,
If I get what you mean,
so you just have to be
you're
careful
saying-
not to get to that
exactly.
resentment
You're saying,
stage.
if I get what you mean, you're saying because when you have a baby, you become the primary caregiver of that baby.
Right, yeah.
Right? That's what you're saying,
Yeah.
Yinka. Like you can't go out. You can't. When I say you can't go out, a baby is dependent on you 24 hours
For
or 7
everything.
days, but not dependent on your spouse.
Yeah.
So he can go anywhere he wants to and come back.
Yeah.
I have to breastfeed. I have to feed. I have to do laundry.
Yeah.
I have to,
Yeah.
I have to nurture. I have to be.
And with all of this,
mommy.
don't forget, before, you also spoke about who you were before and after being a mom.
Exactly. So
For me personally,
your body-
before,
so there's a lot
I'm a
of-
career woman.
There's a lot
I
of
want
my
to
body
do
is
this.
changing now.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at home. I'm looking at myself gaining weight, taking care of a baby.
Right.
But my husband just wakes up in the morning, puts on his clothes, and
All
says,
dressed
"Bye,
up and he's
I'm
going
going
to
to
work."
work." Right? That's what you mean, right? So you feel like his own life is like beautiful, but my own life is like.
I have
And that
cost.
might not necessarily be the case, but that's
Exactly.
just how.
But at that point,
Yeah.
in that moment, you're feeling like, look at what I have been turned into. See, because I'm having a baby
Yeah.
now, right? I can relate, and that's why I'm,
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people do go through that, but it's just like I can't say that out because
Out, yes.
I'm the mother and I have to. I
That's
have to
what
keep-
society. Oh,
yes,
that's the
and
way
because
it's supposed to be.
even when your spouse is doing
Yeah.
stuff, he's helping out,
Yeah, it's
No, I don't.
right? He's helping out.
I don't like that term.
He's helping you do your work, like.
Yeah.
Like
Do you
it's
know-
supposed
no,
to,
we're in this
the
together.
standard, yeah.
We are in right. You're not helping out.
Don't
As
worry,
much
I
as
can
he's
relate.
my child, he's also your child.
Yeah.
So we're doing this together. You're
Yeah.
not helping out.
We're actually
We're
parenting together.
we're doing this
But you know,
thing.
for instance, for me, sometimes it's not even the spouse saying, "Oh, I'm gonna help you." It can just be family. It can just be mom saying, "Hey, tell your husband to help us." And in your mind, I'm like, he's not helping out. He's doing his job.
He's doing what
It's
he
like
needs to
he's
do,
doing.
yeah.
Like it's like, don't tell me he's helping. You're making it look like it's my job, and he's like my assistant. We're in it together,
yeah.
right?
Actually, we are the one that is supposed to be assisting.
Exactly. You are the assistant.
When
You are the one.
You know,
So yes, I totally get. But I think for that, what can help is again a supportive partner.
Exactly.
Someone
Yeah.
who gives you that tap on the back and say, you know what, we're in this together. And then he tells you, I'm going to work, but my mind is actually here 24 hours of 7 days. The same way you may be physically present, I'm emotionally present.
right.
Right?
yeah. And you see that emotional presence.
That way you
is
feel
great.
seen.
Like it's
you
a
feel
huge
heard.
one. Yeah.
You feel like, okay, even when he's not home, you feel like he's right here. So please, spouses also just
Check on
Have
your
a
wife.
conversation. Like
Exactly.
if you're feeling like that, have it
Exactly.
before it
Even
gets
when
to a
you're-
place it's not supposed to
Of
be.
resentment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't wait for it
Don't-
to get to that point.
Exactly. When just when you're at work, send a message to her and say, "Look, thank you for holding it down. I'll be home soon." Don't say I'll be home to help out. Don't do that.
You're not helping.
You're not helping out.
We're in this together.
Just say I'll be back home, and just let her know that. Maybe not
Support
it's not
her,
50-50, but
know.
make her know that we are both doing this. Yeah, exactly. We are both in this. We both chose to have a baby. We have both had a baby, and we'll both take care of the baby. I'm not doing you a favor,
Neither,
by coming to pick up stuff when I get back. Because some men will come and act like, oh, I'm back after a long day. What I'm just
I
going
need
to do
to
is just pick
rest
up a
as
few
well.
things for you. You're not picking up a few things for me. You are going to work. You're
Taking
working in
over.
the house, right?
But
exactly.
this-
So it's like shift change, right?
Yeah.
You are doing something different. I'm doing something. When you come back, you take the other shift, which is, again, kudos to my own spouse. My
yeah,
spouse,
same here.
that's why when I tell you my man,
my man.
oh,
You know-
I'm not
you know-
joking, because it's like my man in every sense of the word. He would when I say shift change, I mean actual shift change. Like,
No, but
no,
honestly,
like when honestly, he would do when my daughter was younger, he would tell me to go to bed at 11. In fact, it looks like at 11 he starts to say, "Oh, what am I doing? Round up, because you're going to bed. Going to bed. I'm taking over." And he would take everything he needed to take. Then obviously my daughter was younger, so she was still agreeing to take the bottle. So he would prepare breast milk in the bottle, and he would stay up. So we were just.
Yeah.
I didn't know what would happen during the day, like when he would go out, whether he would be sleeping. But not me being selfish, but he was actually very, very, very supportive. And
Considerate
that
as well.
gap, he filled it up. I didn't have that vacuum, because when there's this gap, that's where resentment fills that gap. That's where the anger fills the gap.
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
comes
You're
back
right.
with designer, comes back. In fact, sometimes at least you also
Lack
have
of
a
communication.
truth be told, your husband is excellent, because you mentioned that he would come and he would show you, like, you see the money.
You're even
No,
seeing
I
the
wasn't
money.
seeing the money. They were paying it there directly.
So that's what we're saying.
Yeah,
Like
you're
you're
seeing the
saying
money
it,
now.
right?
Oh, I thought you said you would just show me.
No. It's not a
like-
case of him
money
getting
was
the
so-
money paid into his personal account,
No.
and then, but you're seeing it come into the joint
Into the
account.
joint, which
So
is a
it's
good
giving
thing.
you
So
some
no,
sort
no.
of, okay,
I
at the
feel
end
like
of the day, this
exactly,
is
I'm
our
making
money.
it.
It's not.
Yes,
It's not
the
my
that,
money.
The money that we made.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, the money my husband made and he'll give me some because I'm not doing anything at the moment.
And shout
Right?
out to the guys that do they see it.
Right.
Some men see and they might not know how to say it, but then they act you see what I'm trying to say? Like my
Yes.
husband, sometimes I know that he can see that this is done.
Right.
He knows what to do. Like for a period of time, he's the one that was, since I was pregnant with my second child, he literally woke Eli up every morning, got her ready for school, take her to school, bring her home for those 9 months, and even afterwards, like even till now, he's our primary carer right now. Do you
Right.
understand? Because obviously he's seeing how this pregnancy and the postpartum is having an effect on me. So sometimes being empathetic, like it
Yeah.
doesn't cost you anything. Do you understand? Just try to see it from a different angle. And if you're not sure, ask. Because there's a difference also between you want help and the right type of help. Not all help is what you need. So women as well sometimes try to communicate. You can't read everything that's in your head, but try your best to communicate, I would say, in the best way that you can, and have these conversations. I know they can be uncomfortable,
right,
but have them for your sanity and for the progress of your life.
Some spouses will say, or some men will say, she didn't ask me.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Don't
then
wait
I'm
for
like,
her. Don't wait for her to ask you.
Don't exactly.
But you know that,
She doesn't, it doesn't have to get to the
Yeah.
point where she's saying, oh, I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm this,
But you
I'm
know, to
that,
be
I'm
honest,
drained."
if we think about it, it's what I won't say societal pressure, our culture makes us feel like
Yes, culture.
it's your responsibility as a woman to do that,
Yeah.
right? So we then in our head begin to feel like it's not okay to have these conversations. It's very okay too.
My brother.
More than
We
okay
have the
to.
conversation, though.
See,
Yeah.
more than okay
My
to have
brother.
these conversations. It's more than okay to open up and ask him for the kind of help you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And do what works for you, what works for your family, what works for you as an individual, your career wise, your health wise. Like, so many things you need to put into consideration after being a mom. Before I started having kids, like, I'm the 9 to 5, and I still am, right? I still am, and which is why I said I'm still struggling with trying to get myself to the point where I've always dreamed to be,
Right.
as a career woman. I'm not there yet, but I'm struggling and I'm trying to get there. And my husband is helping at the same time.
Right.
But I also find that I'm lagging behind.
Okay.
So the before, the after is not the same, but it's a process. And I'm embracing it and I'm working towards it. So have these conversations, speak about it with your spouse, build a community that would help you grow after having, kids, and being a better mother, a better partner, and a better you for yourself.
Right.
If you need an accountability group, why not? Do it. If you need a mentor, why not? Go for it. If you find somebody that is within the right frame of mind and, looks like the kind of person you want to be, why not? Do it. Whatever works for you, by all means. But you see, that neglecting yourself after being a mother, forgetting your career, forgetting yourself, it's a big deal. It happens.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does happen.
So ladies, please, our take home is, if you do feel overwhelmed, if you do feel like, you need help with, you feel like you're losing yourself, you need some help, you need support. Like Fumi mentioned, look around for support group. Some people will say, I can't find a support group. If you really cannot, you can reach out to us, send us messages. We can try and find, depending on where you live, we can help with, finding resources and finding help for you.
Yeah.
But if you do need help with finding yourself, right, please reach out. We're here, right?
Yeah. 24/7.
24/7.
So guys, if you have your own personal experiences, again, this is
for sure.
this is an open conversation. If you want to share anything, please drop your comments. Share with us, share your experience. If you have questions, please leave your questions. We will answer your questions. If you have contrary opinion, please also let
We're
us know. We're
learning.
learning. Everyone
Yes.
is learning. Life is a learning curve.
Yeah.
We will all learn from you, right? And I guess
This is a time to
it's a
say
wrap.
thank you.
Thank you. We're going back to our club to enjoy. And if you need money, again, holla.
Please, I don't have enough.
that is
for-
all
Holla.
about you.
No, Holla is queen, actually.
She's the one receiving the money, right?
No, not anymore.
Okay, guys, till next time. Bye. Bye. Oh, God.